Hi, good day. It's Brandon, founder MS Consults. We help businesses, coaches, consultants, and agencies scale their revenue through our AI powered client acquisition system. And today I'll be going over a case study of one of our best clients. It's a recycling founder, so he does recycling, recycle products, he recycles scraps, and so on and so forth. Uh, One of his main bottlenecks was getting a predictable and profitable acquisition system. So he tried that, and some kind of businesses don't really work great with ads, right? And that's why our job is to help him understand his business, know what will flourish, and then give him the best channel for his outreach. And in his case, we're able to develop some few things which I'll be explaining in this video on how we're able to help him to generate over 7 million USD in the last 60 to 70 days. Right. Now it looks like a big number, right? But if you understand the way it works, it's a wonderful, wonderful offer, right? So let's get straight into it. So most business owners are still stuck doing cold outreach the old way. He was blasting generic emails, begging for replies, and hopefully somebody would, bite in the process. So this AI system we recommended for him, finds the right decision makers, writes hyper personalized messages, and books calls automatically. Right. So I'll be showing you the whole setup and how we did it for this client. Hopefully you can take something from here, and then if you like what you're seeing, book a call with us. We'll get you set up, and then voila, you are in revenue. Right. Let's move on. Right. So. Why 98% of cold outreach doesn't seem to work anymore. So I made some few key constraints which the client had issues with, and this is the reasons why he could not make the revenue he looked for. So inbox overload, wrong target audience, deliverability issues, lack of credibility, poor data quality, bad timing, scaling versus personalization trade-up, tracking challenges, limited resources, trust sensitivity niches, right? So the whole point here is this is just a general reasons why most people don't really make money doing the outreach. Now, the general stuff is you're doing it wrong. Once you understand what works best for your offer, you double down on those things, and then those outreach methods you get, you just have to do the volume game at the end of the day, and you get results. Now, for our clients, what we did for him was we opened a different multiple channels. We noticed that due to the strategy we're going to be using, if we don't open multiple channels, he will still be facing the same issues he faced last time, which is not having a profitable, predictable acquisition system. Predictable meaning that not knowing when your next client is going to come in. Right, let's move on to the next thing. Lovely, lovely stuff. Right? Great, great, great stuff, great stuff. So before you get result with cold outreach, you need a system that uh, cuts through inbox overload, targets the right audience, uses deep personalization, ensures high deliverability, builds credibility, all this important stuff, stays compliant. Remember, you need to stay compliant with with the legal and platform rules, trades, track what actually works. So you know exactly what is working. So the things you need to make sure that you're getting the right things in place. Right. Let's get to the next things. Right, so there's a full breakdown with our clients. And here is it. Right, so our system uses a powerful multi-channel approach, seamlessly combining SMS text messages, voicemail drafts, WhatsApp business, WhatsApp DMs, and emails, cold emails with general foundation layer, right? And we leverage AI across all of this outreach to make it faster, smarter, and far more effective. So we do this to make it faster and far more effective. And far more effective. Lovely. Now, here's a full breakdown of what we did for him. So now, before we move on, we do more than this, right? So we even do cold calling, we do a lot of things. But for this client, we had to determine the best approach to give him the best result, not just spraying and praying and looking for the best ways. We had to pinpoint the most accurate, the most detailed for him to make the right acquisition and put him in the right decision making, not just getting people who are just gonna waste your time and then waste your resources, waste your money. At the end of the day, you see nothing. Right. So this is full system breakdown. So I'll go over it as fast as possible so we can. So for the data management, we used Apollo.io, we used ZoomInfo, we used AP5 to actually verify and so get some of these leads. So we scrape from Google Maps, we scrape from Apollo as well. But for Apollo, we got a lot of stops. And for Apollo, we got a lot of stops. We got a lot of Right. So email platform we used. Sorry. Yeah. 1 minute. So orchestration. So we use in this case we use end-to-end to. So this stuff over here on the screen is different ways you could do it. Now, but specifically what we used for the clients was end-to-end. We're able to plug in some few things. So we had a infrastructure where if leads come in, he gets an email or he gets a message or notification on his Slack. A lot of things were improvised to make things easier. That way he doesn't have to look at the whole setup every time to determine when a client texts. Once he gets notifications, he knows he has to go and check in his system. Right. So SMS, these are the platform you can use for SMS. Simple texting, sends text messages at scale. But what we use for our client, because he doesn't have a big database, we use Go High Level. Go High Level worked exceptionally well for him and getting him the right results. I'll show you how we did all these things. I'll show you what we did. Simple messaging, simple stuff. The most important thing is doing the simple stuff that gives you the results. You don't need to do a lot of stuff except you're doing for high value enterprise clients where you have like stack deliverables for you to be able to, price them a high pricing. Right. So number 4, you can see number 4, voicemail drop. So we used same Go High Level, but you can use other ones like slide broadcast. You can use drop Cowboy, stuff like that. So it depends on the amount of leads and database you have. But for this client, he had a small database, and he needed the most cost-effective way to make a lot of money while we're trying different things out. So we use Go High Level. Go High Level worked exceptionally well, getting him the right results. Now, before then, I'll also be showing you what we did for him. And due to the NDA I signed, I can't really show you much. But I'm going to show you the little one I'm allowed to show you, and then get you understanding how we did it and why it worked. Lovely stuff. So we also did WhatsApp DMs. We used the plug-in from Go High Level as well. So most of the things we did here was Go High Level. Remember, I said to you before, the simple things are the things that get you the most results. We could have used Zapier to automate things. We could have used ClickFunnels, HubSpot, and stuff like that. Now, HubSpot is for large databases, costs more. But for Go High Level, we did bit of testing, got those things together, and it works perfectly. Right. So email platform we used. For the email platform, we used smartlead.ai. So what we did here was we combined leads. We made sure that these leads were cleaned properly and then uploaded on the platform with the right copy, and voila, we got results. So here is what we implemented in the next 90 days. So firstly, we identified the problem. So we knew that CodeMe wasn't working. Facility managers were ignoring emails. We needed a way to stand out and get conversation started with decision makers in manufacturing and industrial facilities. Right. So first thing we did was define ICP, build prospect list. Like I told you before, we got the ICP. We got them through Apollo.ai. We got them through Apify. We scraped leads from Google Maps, web scraping, Apollo.io, and stuff like that. So we wrote and tested messaging for all channels, configure compliance, and opt out SMSs. So opt out SMSs looks like, right stop to stop getting messages. So it's an automatic compliance message. So we create case studies and social proof assets. So it's 500 prospects ready, all systems tested. That's for the testing. So phase 2. We launched pilot campaign with 200 to 500 prospects to test. So we did A/B testing with different emails, so different copy for the emails, and then monitor response rates and engagement. Now, I could have shown you these messages, but I'm a bit restricted due to the NDA signed. This client is a very big client, so I don't want to fuck things up, all right, you guys. So refine sequences based on data, track meetings booked, and pipeline created. Goal was to get 20 to 45 qualified leads, 5 to 10 million books. And we got way, way, way more than this, just from one channel. That is called emails. Right, so scale and optimize these 61 to 90. So the key activities, we expand to full prospect leads 1,000 plus. It's around, let's say, we did like 4,000, 5,000 plus. Implement within message variations, add retargeting sequences for non-responders, optimize timing, channel mix, calculate ROI and cost per acquisition, make sure that the cost per acquisition or cost per client is not weighing the clients down. So make sure that we're able to cut costs down. We make sure we're able to cut down to make sure the client has a longer lifetime value. It's very important. You understand that the more you cut the cost down or make the clients have less logistical and logistical intensity, you are able to make the client stay for longer. Lovely stuff. Now, so I'll be showing you the demo on the system. One more thing, showing the demo on the system. Let me quickly check it out. Right, so now this is a system for my clients. I believe I'll blow some of the numbers out. So, right, so we just made a simple message, and I can think it's just this guy just came from nowhere. Right, so let me show you something. Right, so this is Sydney Roof Construction. We had to, so some of the ICPs we did was plumbing, electricians. So he wanted to buy scraps from these people, and these scraps were supposed to help him in recycling to other big organizations all over the world. So he does shippings around the Sydney area and suburbs around the Sydney areas as well. So we're able to get them, scrape the leads, and then put him in front of decision makers who have these scraps available, and then he buys from them. Right? So you can see we just great start. Now, mind you, we tested a lot of prices. We tested a lot of things and made sure we knew exactly the pricing, exactly the words to say, because people can easily get bored out from SMS marketing. Now I'm going to show you this and a little bit of the email, because the email was where the money was. We had people buying scraps in the hundreds of thousands. So this guy was like, can you pick up AC? So you can see clients not even replying the messages because we have a lot of them. And we're entering December, and it's going to even make more leads. If we've not even started the campaign for December yet, but from so far, you can see it's hard for the client to reply because it's taking so much. Right now, the clients, all his loads are on the road, going to get the scraps and then delivering it to the companies. Right, you can see word of lead. People are responding from a simple message. You can see thing. So you can see people, how much for aluminium? We have this on the store, but these are the most important things we buy: copper, brass, wire, and air conditioning. So we're targeting the HVAC company, plumbers, electricians, level 2 electricians, excavation, demolition, and so on and so forth. Roofers as well. So see, this guy's also asking what the current prices. One more thing. One more. Sorry. So, you can see this guy too as well. Was asking, hey, can you pick up next Thursday, 4th December? You can see how we followed up this client. First, give the pricing, and then, hi, what are the scraps prices at the moment? Sorry for late reply. Imagine late reply, too many leads on the table. He's famished with leads. You can see, can you pick up this? He's not replying because we have so much leads on the table. But what happens here is once the client replies, due to our AI automation and other stuff we did on the back end, it's able to get notifications. And once it gets them, it's able to reply. Right. So let me quickly show you the code email. So here's the code email. So we've sent 11,500 emails. Now, this emails has both the follow-up and the main emails. As you can see, we decided to off the open tracking because it can hurt your deliverability and make it a bit sloppy. And then we got 118 replies. Now, these 2% replies you see here, all of them are in business with my clients, like literally. When doing cold emails, you must understand that a cold email client can pay you millions and millions of dollars, just one cold email client, because you are reaching out to CEOs of the companies directly through emails. And with ads, what happens with ads is you spray and pray. So you just put ads to a region and praying for somebody who is a CEO of a big Fortune 500 company response. But here, the chances of us getting to them is faster and it's more determined. Right, so here's my client getting some of the top CEOs who have scraps, or people who need his services buy scraps, right? So we connected both of them together through emails. Our job was to put him in front of the decision makers, and the whole negotiations were to be done for him, by him. Sorry. So low bounce rates. You can see we keep it under 2%. The replies, 2%. Like I told you before, everyone from this 118 people all bought scraps from him. That's how he was able to generate $7 million. Now, how did this money come about? Let's go back to the Mirabout, right? So the client did business with these people, and then he decided to open more things, get more warehouses to store more scraps, because he's now getting a system that can do what? That can help him to predict when the next client is going to come. So he knows it's a profitable system, and hence he used the money from recycling companies and open more warehouses for him to store more businesses for him, for himself. Right. So let's move on. Right. So all right. That wraps up the full breakdown of the exact AI outreach system that helped a local recycling company generate over $7 million. So I don't think we call it local anymore, because he makes $7 million, right? Right. So if you've been relying on outdated cold outreach methods, or you tried kind of sending messages that get ignored, this is your chance to upgrade to something that actually works in 2025. Simple stuff still works. I'm going to show you. Simple stuff still works. Simple stuff done right still works. And remember, we've used the same system to drive over $15 million in revenue across multiple industries without the usual problem of cold email, spam filters, bad targeting, or low response rates. So if you want us to map this out for your business and show you how you can implement this in the next 30 to 60 days, click the link below, book a call, and let's build your AI-powered outreach engine together. Thanks for watching. Please book a call and let's build the system. Shalom, goodbye, cheers.